like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion, like how a single bird can make a heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. And all those things I didn't say, wrecking balls inside my brain, I will scream them aloud tonight. Can you hear my voice this time? This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes, 'cause I still got a lot of fight left in me. Losing friends and chasing sleep, everybody's worried about me. It's in too deep, yeah, I'm in too deep. And it's been 2 years, I miss my home. There's a fire burning in my bones. I still believe, yeah, I still believe. And all those things I didn't say, wrecking balls inside my brain, I will scream them aloud tonight. Can you hear my voice this time? This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power is turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes, 'cause I've still got a lot of fight left in me. In me. A lot of fight left in me. Like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion, like how a single word can make a heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes, 'cause I still got a lot of fight left in me. 'Cause I still got a lot of fight left in me.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your Wooster Area Chamber of Commerce President, Samira Zimmerly.
Good evening and welcome to the 121st Wooster Chamber Annual Dinner. What a fitting way to kick off tonight's program, highlighting our community fighting to not only get through a most challenging year, but finding itself in a strong position for future growth. We are absolutely thrilled to be here tonight with you in person as we celebrate our beloved community in the midst of a significant rebound. On the heels of a year that not only challenged each of us personally, but pushed our business community to find solutions to ever-changing and developing problems. It is with confidence that I share tonight that Wooster remains a strong and vibrant community with a bright future. From our core employers optimistic about the future and looking to invest, to a downtown that remains vibrant, Wooster finds itself in a strong position after a year that so many would like to forget. Our community's strength is built on a foundation of individuals that have made lasting contributions and businesses that have made economic shifting investments that will propel us past a pandemic year and into a future of further growth and prosperity. So tonight, we are hopeful that this event acts as an avenue to some form of normalcy for those in attendance and will be a catalyst for the further opening of events and programs that have been lost over the past year. To that end, we are beyond blessed for the unwavering support that we have received from our membership throughout the past year. And we're humbled by the positive response that we received when we started planning for this evening. As you can imagine, the ever-changing requirements related to social gatherings over the past year, along with the perception of a gathering of this magnitude, was, well, fraught with difficulty. But it was through the strong support of our members and the nudging of our board of directors that drove us to plan for this event tonight. And while we are not at our typical capacity, we are beyond thrilled with the response that we received in making tonight possible. And it could not be done without these generous sponsors.
Your 2021 bronze sponsors: Wayne Savings Community Bank, Smithville Western Care Center, the Commercial and Savings Bank, Long Cook and Samsa, LLC, Westfield Bank, the University of Akron, Wayne College, DNS Distribution Incorporated, Borman Norton Cook Wealth Partners, Artiflex, Campbell Construction, Tech4, United Titanium, Wooster Hydrostatics, Scheffler, Whitaker Myers Group. Your 2021 silver sponsors: the Apple Creek Banking Company, Seaman Corporation, Ray & Associates, Western Reserve Group, BCI Buckeye Division, Farmers National Bank, Pallotta Ford Lincoln, Critchfield and Johnston, Wooster Color Point. Your 2021 gold sponsors: Meaden and Moore, Braille Law Office, PNC Financial Services, Gojo, Park National Bank, Village Catering Company. Your 2021 platinum sponsor: Wooster Community Hospital Health System.
Let's give all of our sponsors a round of applause. So this evening, we are excited to highlight the hardworking team of Greystone and Village Catering, both of which are led by owner-operator Brian Sayre. They will be serving you dinner and have made these beautiful accommodations possible this evening. At this time, please welcome former Wall of Fame recipient Major Mary West to the podium for tonight's invocation. And as she's making her way up front, after the invocation, please enjoy the company at your table as the team at Village Catering serves you dinner.
Mary Alice has asked that before I offer the invocation, let us share a moment of silence, of reflection and honor, and memory of all the past Wall recipients who contributed to our lives and to our communities. Amen. God grant that our bodies will be renewed by the food, even as our spirits are renewed by our fellowship. Thank you for the loving hands that have done a great service through the preparation of this meal. Help us always to remember that to whom much is given, much is expected. Since our last chamber dinner, we have faced problems and challenges of many kinds. And there were times when we just wished, God, that the year was over. But God gave us hope. Bless our country, our counties, and our communities. And let us be mindful that the way to reach true leadership is through service, and the way to true honor is through sacrifice. Thank you for the dedication of all in this room who have planned, worked, and sacrificed to better our community and our lives. God, help us to live tomorrow as we pray this hour.
So what did we think of dinner? It was good, right? Though not everyone is completely done, we always like to keep things moving and are planning to finish up by 8 o'clock this evening. As I look back at 2020, I reflect on a year of challenge, uncertainty, and creative engagement for the Chamber. With the enduring of COVID-19 restrictions on an organization that thrives on social gatherings and events, to the canceling of many of our marquee events in the Home and Garden Show, Wooster Fest, and Manufacturing Day, or the transition of new leadership for the organization for the first time since 2013. Your chamber faced some of the most significant challenges in its 120-year history. And while these challenges would cripple many nonprofit organizations, I am pleased to share that your chamber, like our beloved community, remains strong. From the development of new programs and initiatives over the past year, in relevant and timely webinars that brought value to our members no matter their industry sector or size, to leading in the development of creating a DORA, or better known as a designated outdoor refreshment area, which aims to encourage and support the restaurants and shops in downtown, to a festive feel-good effort in our inaugural Let It Glow competition, where 40 local homeowners showcase their holiday decorations in this self-guided tour that thousands in the community participated in. Or our Chamber Hero program, which supported chamber membership renewals for some of our most impacted businesses through the pandemic. To our Loyal to Local program, which promoted the utilization of local businesses during a time of need. Your chamber was not an absent organization that remained hunkered down in the basement, but rather it was a motivated and determined organization that was eager to find new ways to serve our members and community. While we are proud of our accomplishments and eager to engage the future, we want to thank each of you in attendance tonight for the unwavering support. When we reach out or push for engagement, it is you, the members, that make the difference in what we do. And this is not tongue-in-cheek. Your support makes the Wooster Chamber an envy in the industry throughout the state of Ohio and beyond. For your ongoing support, we sincerely thank you. The organization's ability to remain creative, try new things without fear or failure, and there has been some over the years. Right, Justin? How about that horrible wiener dog race idea? But But seriously, our ability to push forward comes from the backing of a dynamic and dedicated board of directors. These individuals represent a wide array of industries and backgrounds. They are professionals in their respected field and provide solid judgment and guidance for the organization. Their insight and professional experiences are key to our organization's strong position and positive outlook for the future. Now please direct your attention to the screen for the introduction of your 2021 Chamber Board of Directors.
Your 2021 Board of Directors. Susan Marlar, Meaden and Moore. Kevin Day, Western Reserve Group. Chad Borman, Borman Norton Cook Wealth Partners. John Cook, Long Cook and Samsa, LLC. Amy Marinello, Marinello Realty. Michael McClintock, McClintock Electric. Jeff Smith, The Apple Creek Banking Company. Jason Carrick, Excess Limited. John Jameson, Scheffler. Matthew Long, Critchfield and Johnston. Armand Massery, Artiflex. Dr. Sharon Mark Anthony, Bloomington Women's Care. Jack Nebeski, BCI Buckeye Division. Don Noble II, United Titanium. Stephen Smith, Gojo Industries. Martha Starkey, Wayne County Convention and Visitors Bureau. Shannon Waller, Main Street Wooster Incorporated. Beth Weaver, Habitat for Humanity in Wayne County. Wayne Webster, The College of Wooster. Thomas White.
The staff and I are excited to be working with this group in 2021. And while the strength of our board is impressive, I am particularly thankful for the leadership of our 2020 chair and my first chair in Mr. Kevin Day. I know that this year presented a number of setbacks and handcuffed his ability to implement some of the initiatives he had eyed for 2020. However, it was his allocation of time, willingness to answer the phone or take a meeting, and his optimism that we would get through the year that has left a lasting impression on our staff and me personally. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2020 board chair, Mr. Kevin Terminator Day. Kevin, in recognition of your successful year as board chair, Justin, who also shared in your chair year, is presenting you with a flag that was flown over the U.S. Capitol by Senator Rob Portman in your honor and is beautifully displayed in a custom case by our close friends at the Bogner Construction Company. Again, Kevin, thank you for being there for us this past year.
Thank you. Hey, so thank you guys. Hey, Justin, get back over here. All right? Because I want to take a moment to personally thank you for your hard work, your commitment, and loyalty to the Chamber as our president for over 8 years. And I just want to wish you good luck in your future endeavors. Oh, and in parting, hasta la vista, baby. Wow, it's great to see people. I got to tell you, it's an exciting day for me. First and foremost, I want to take this opportunity to thank and acknowledge the board, the Chamber board and the staff for all their diligence, dedication, and ability to adapt in 2020. I'd also like to take this opportunity to congratulate tonight's award winners and honorees. And going back, Samara, reflecting on my term as chair, you're right. It didn't quite turn out exactly the way I anticipated or planned. But the Chamber not only survived, but turned the obstacles that we faced into new opportunities to service our membership. You know, frankly, 2020 started out with a bang. If you remember, we had record attendance at the annual meeting. We announced in my excitement about introducing Wayne Partners Direct in Leadership 2.0. As a matter of fact, right after we did that, My good friend, Mr. Sharon and Justin, advised me, Kevin, the chamber is running as smooth as a baby's behind. Whatever you do, don't screw it up. I'm like, great, my luck, right? Well, it all started with my weekly meetings with Justin. The creative juices were flowing. You know, we're like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do next? What's next on our plate? What's on our agenda? Well, after we had those first few meetings, he introduced me to the Prohibition Room for you guys, if you do or do not know that, where that is actually at. But boy, the brainstorming sessions actually got more creative. Does anybody know, you guys know where the Prohibition Room is? Yeah. Apparently, Justin spends a lot of time in the Prohibition Room, unbeknownst to me. Anyhow, things were going great, and then COVID hits, right? Everything changed. The weekly meetings turned into daily calls from Justin. Hey, Kate A, I think we have to cancel the Home and Garden Show next week. Hey, Kate A, I think we got to cancel healthcare. And then it's the Manufacturing Day, Wooster Fest, Wayne Economic, you keep going down the list. Frankly, that's not a good, right? It's not good for an event-driven organization to have to cancel every event you have. It got to the point where I just wasn't going to answer his calls. But I decided one last time I'll take this call. It's in early June. He says, hey, Kate A, we need to meet. I'm like, meet in person? Oh, this is cool. We're going to have some fun. Maybe Prohibition Room. I don't know. Anyhow, we get together. He says, I got some news. I'm resigning from my position at the chamber for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. But hey, I'll stay here till the transitions is complete. Well, I'm like, oh, great. So my initial response was, are you kidding me? Can't you wait till January when my term is done and let Susan deal with this issue? He looked at me, as he would say, sorry, bud, but I can't do that to her. Well, Justin, it didn't take us long, and we turned the page on you, my friend. I'm kidding. Seriously, we appreciate everything you've done. You will be missed by the chamber. So after the executive committee interviewed an impressive slate of candidates, Samara's commitment, dedication, and institutional knowledge made her the obvious choice. As a girl dad, I have 3 daughters, I think I'm the original girl dad, I am extremely proud to be the chair when the board appointed Samara as the chamber's first female president. Congratulations. I can tell you, Samara and her team hit the ground running. Their ability to adapt during 2020 to meet the membership needs should be commended. They led the DORA campaign, as she mentioned, created Loyal to Local, the Chamber Hero, Let It Go. You heard previously all the things that they've done, all the seminars that they put in place. So what I want to do is thank Samara, Katie, and Michelle for their outstanding achievements in 2020. It was the second year in a row that the chamber was acknowledged by ACCE as a top 3 chamber. And Samara was recognized as the 40 under 40 emerging leader for the ACCE. So congratulations and thank you guys. Well done. So in closing, it was with great honor that I introduced the first time dual female leadership team in the chamber's history, with Samara as the president and Susan Marlar as the incoming chair. Well, actually, she's not incoming anymore because you are the chair. I can tell you by the looks of the video that we're going to be seeing, I'm not sure how confident I really am because I was in that video, that this organization is good hands. So let's take a look.
Can you believe the annual dinner's tomorrow?
Crazy.
How are we all feeling?
Well, the table assignments are all good to go.
And I have the guest list.
That's exciting. It sounds like we're almost ready. Since tax season was over on Monday, why don't I call Susan and see if she's able to come help us get the community hyped up and ready to go for tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Susan Marlar.
Hi, Susan. How are you?
I'm good, Samara. How are you doing?
Good. Are you ready for the big dinner tomorrow?
Perfect. Well, since tax season was over on Monday, I was hoping you had some free time to help us go out and get the community excited and ready to go for tomorrow night.
Absolutely. Tax season is over and I'm living the dream, so I will be down to get you and I'm driving.
Perfect. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Hey, Michelle. Hey, Samira, let's ride.
Hey, Mayor.
Hey, Susan.
Hey, go woo, Mayor. Go woo.
Go woo.
Wow, Susan, that was great. Thank you so much. I think the community's really hyped up for tomorrow.
Well, it was fun, Samara. This is the year of engagement, and we're going to make it happen.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, your 2020 board chair, Ms. Susan Marlar.
Good evening. What a fun video. Our chamber team is so talented and creative every year with this event, and it never ceases to amaze me what they come up with. I hope there's not any serious Harley riders in the audience offended by me mixing my Harley-Davidson apparel with my Can-Am Spider. The Harley-Davidson brand has a special place in our family, and the Can-Am Spider, well, I can't think of a better way to spend an afternoon riding around the countryside with David driving. Now, for future board members out there, the Spider riding is not a requirement. So that was just a fun way to kick off the engagement. Well, welcome everyone. We gather tonight a few months later than usual, but the upside is we didn't have the bitter cold or the snow to battle. It is truly a marquee event that we have every year. I have Cleveland associates who are amazed at the turnout of this event. And although limited this year, we'll be back next year at full capacity. The year of engagement, this takes on so many meanings for us. The Chamber has had a tremendous history of successful engagement, from Wooster Fest to Leadership Wooster to Manufacturing Day to Economic Forum. So you might ask, what else can be done for the members? And make no mistake, it is about our members. It's about your business, it's about your employees, and it's about the community you thrive in. Engagement under the COVID year was a very different look. It was engaging with businesses hardest hit by the shutdown. I saw how personal the Chamber team took the trouble its members were experiencing. They did not retreat. They did not wait for it to blow over. They took the initiatives to help the members navigate the providing educational videos for the SBA loans, new incentive programs to encourage community development or community involvement. And my favorite was the Feel Good program, the Let It Glow. Had nothing to do with economics, but it presented the opportunity to families to do something that was popular a long time ago, drive around and look at Christmas lights. Now we are in a transition year where engagement is returning to our events and programs and finding the new norm. Personally, I hope the new norm looks like the old norm because the Chamber was at the top of its game before COVID and has all the components and the assets to get it to be there again. But the new norm will be a little different this year. Some of the events will look differently to accommodate this transition year. The most pressing need currently for our members is workforce, the need for employees in every business and in every part of business. Samara and her team have stepped up and developed a new publication, Wooster is Hiring, that will be distributed not only locally, but far outside of Wooster. There's a great need to attract new people to Wooster to help fill the jobs. The educational series many of you attended virtually, the one-hour webinars, will continue to bring members value-added areas of interest from time management, cybersecurity, SBA loans, hiring issues, any other areas that are helpful to you. Leadership Wooster is about to start up in August, and this program always fills up and has a waiting list. It provides the roadmap for up-and-coming community members to serve on boards and help shape our city. The Young Professional Group is back to in-person events with the Mulch and Mingle. Don't you just love that name? Makes me want to go, but then it wouldn't be called Young Professionals anymore. We just had the Home and Garden Show, which had record attendance, and we enjoyed the new home in the event center at the fairgrounds. And finally, Manufacturing Day and Healthcare Day, where over 600 high school students, visit our businesses to give them a firsthand look at potential jobs that await them. These programs were started by the Chamber several years ago and have been recognized statewide for their success. Engagement goes both ways. These programs could not have been possible without the schools and the businesses being all in. So these are just a few of the programs that will be back this year, and there are many, many more. So now I'd like to take time to recognize and extend a very sincere thank you to past board members, exec committee members, chairs of the Chamber, and past presidents. No one could have known what 2020 would bring, but your actions and foresight in the past put the Chamber in a position financially, personnel-wise, and event-wise to remain strong, to weather the pandemic storm, to remain a resource to its members, and come out the other end of this a strong organization. Part of mine's gone here. Go back up here. Lastly, hold on, one more. I also want to recognize Chamber members currently and the board. I also want to recognize Chamber members and Chamber board members who spend countless hours, days, and weeks on committees that help make all these events possible. There are also members out there who continued their financial support this past year for events that did not even happen or that looked very differently. Lastly, I want to recognize the Chamber team. Samara, Katie, Michelle, and Grace, please stand. Your energy and enthusiasm for this organization is evident in the results, and for that we thank you. The year in engagement has an ever-changing look, but the one thing certain is we need each other now more than ever, and the Chamber is here for its members. On behalf of the Chamber board members, congratulations to the award winners tonight, and thank you all for coming.
Welcome aboard, Susan. The staff and your fellow board of directors really look forward to working with you this year. It is now time for us to begin our awards presentation by welcoming Sarah Patton from the Wayne County Community Foundation to the stage for the presentation of the Worthy Works Award.
Thank you, Samara. It's a pleasure to present this award on behalf of the Wayne County Community Foundation. The Worthy Works Award recognizes the essential contributions that not-for-profit organizations make to their communities. This year's winner is NAMI, Wayne Holmes Counties, and I'd guess that almost everyone in this room has been affected, either directly or indirectly, by the important work they do. NAMI's mission is to provide a safe place where anyone affected by a mental health concern can feel accepted and build hope for the future. As an affiliate of the National Alliance of Mental Illness, they offer nationally recognized educational programs and peer support services, including Mocha House, which serves as a place where people with serious mental illness can socialize and develop skills for their recovery in a structured and supportive environment. They also have programs for families in crisis, suicide prevention education, and law enforcement, which includes crisis intervention team training. Underlying every program is the NAMI philosophy that recovery is possible. Professional staff and volunteers help to guide individuals to recognize that recovery is both a goal and a lifestyle that supports that goal. It's a personal journey, and it varies from person to person. What's more, NAMI's services are free to anyone, regardless of culture, race, socioeconomic level, religion, or sexual preference. Throughout the course of the past 20 years, NAMI has helped thousands of individuals and families to get through the tunnel of mental illness and come out the other side to a better place. Helen Walkerly, NAMI's executive director, will accept the 2021 Worthy Works Award, which is a permanent memento of this occasion and a check for $1,000 to assist in their work. Thank you, Helen, for all that you and your associates are doing for the citizens of our community.
The Worthy Works Award.
The excellent part about NAMI is that they are a consumer-operated service, which means that they are people in recovery helping everyday other people to get into recovery or to be in recovery.
NAMI came to Wayne and Holmes counties in the year 2000. Diane DeRue, who works at the Counseling Center, actually wrote all of that up and brought it here. It operated out of the Counseling Center for a few years. In the early 2000s, it joined with a mental health consumer group. That's when we started the Mocha House program. 2016, we had the opportunity to purchase this building along with partnering with Anazao Community Partners. And so we share this building. We now can serve anywhere from 20 to 40 people a day. The thing that we're most known for is our Mocha House recovery program, which is open 5 days a week. We serve people in the community that have mental health issues, okay, and they come here and they work on their recovery. And a variety of different things that we do. We do art, we do support groups, that kind of thing. Another thing that we do is we do family education and support. We're the fiscal agent for the Suicide Prevention Coalition, so it kind of operates out of our office. But two programs with the Suicide Prevention Coalition that have grown through us has been the LOST team and the PALS group. LOST stands for Local Outreach to Suicide Survivors, and it's really powerful work. We have a team that when we have a call for a suicide, and we go out to the scene and just support the family during that tragedy. And then the PALS group stands for People Affected by Loved One's Suicide. That is our ongoing suicide survivors group, which is kind of a follow-up from the lost team. I'm the CIT coordinator in Wayne and Holmes counties, and so we, at least once a year, provide a 40-hour training to law enforcement officers, helping them understand mental illness, helping them understand other issues, addiction, developmental disabilities, those kinds of things, and helping them learn additional de-escalation techniques, because we want everybody to be safe and go home safe and alive at the end of their shift, and to help people with mental illnesses get into treatment rather than jail.
NAMI, unfortunately, probably is a best-kept secret to many, many people. If you know somebody who goes there, or if you're a person in recovery and you attend every day, or your family members know about that, they think it's wonderful. But probably a majority of our community doesn't know about it. So the best thing I think about this award is it's recognizing wonderful people who are doing exquisitely wonderful work. But more importantly, it's getting the word out at a time that we need those words. We need to know. If my family member has an issue, it's an adult with a mental health issue, I can get treatment, I can get help, and I can get support every day from someplace like NAMI. So it's the perfect time, and I'm so grateful to the Chamber, and I'm so grateful to all the people involved, and I'm grateful for NAMI. They've done an excellent job, and they deserve to be recognized. So congratulations to them, and thanks to the Chamber.
Congratulations, NAMI of Wayne and Holmes County. The Leadership Wooster Distinguished Alumni Award.
As I've watched leaders of all different styles, I think the ones that just try to be themselves are the most successful. Taking on the leadership of a 170-year-old company is quite an interesting thing, really. When I got the opportunity to become president, it was very humbling for sure. It really hits you that this place has been around for so long, and all of the great people that have come before me. You know, only 10 presidents, and so that sits with you a little bit. What I try to do is just to sort of cast the vision of where I think we need to go, look for opportunities for the business, and look for things that could cause us problems, and then turn them over to the team and the smart folks in our organization to actually get those things done. And from there, I just help them clear roadblocks, and so you really become a servant to them to make their job easier. So you know, sort of identify the problems and then do all you can to make it easy for them to overcome those. I've lived my whole life in Wooster, Ohio, and Leadership Wooster really opened up to me lots of what Wooster had to offer. And as a lifelong resident, I was sort of shocked to see all that I didn't know about the town, the inner workings, and then even a lot of the organizations that support the town on a daily basis. It was a really neat program, and you combine that with actually furthering your leadership skills with Rod Welker and the team there, and I think it's just a fantastic program I would recommend to anyone. Yeah, being named the Leadership Wooster Distinguished Alumni, to me, is a wonderful honor, but it really, in my mind, honors those that came before me. The reason I'm distinguished is I got a job that distinguished people have had before me. And so, you know, I'm the 10th president, but the 9 before me did a wonderful job in laying out this wonderful business, but it's not just those 9 people. It's really all of the people that have made Wooster Brush the company it is. I've only been here for 5 years. And the reality is you know, the people that have been here the longest have made the biggest impact. And I just get to help carry on the traditions that they already started. And so being named Distinguished Alumni is really, to me, an honor to all the people at the company, more so than it is to me.
Congratulations, Ben Maybaugh. The Board of Directors Award.
Farmers National Bank is a community bank. We started in 1887 and headquartered in Canfield, Ohio. More recently have entered the Wayne County market in Wooster in a 2015 merger with First National Bank of Oroville. Today, we're proud to say that we have more branches in Wayne County than any other county we represent. So it's an extremely important market for us.
Community banks rely on communities that they work in to be successful, right? So without the success in the community, the bank's not going to be successful. To me, that's always been the heart and the soul of the community banks, and Farmers makes its home here in Wooster and gives its all, and a lot of us are born and raised here. And you know, we see the same people that we're working with on the weekends when we go out to eat, you know, and that's kind of always what's been important to me, is just wrapping yourself inside the community bank.
So the culture of Farmers National Bank is extremely important to us internally, but also externally. We look for partnerships from communities, which of our 4 stakeholders, communities are one of our stakeholders. You know, we hold them very closely to us, and they're part of our decision-making process and our strategies.
Whether it's traditional lending services on the personal side, on the commercial side, taking care of businesses on the deposit side, on the personal side as well. But we also do full wealth management, holistic wealth management advice and insurance services, whether it's property and casualty or life. You know, it's all wrapped up here, and that's how we see it. It's not a transactional relationship that we have with our customers. It's a relationship.
Our communities that we serve have various chambers, and the Wooster Chamber does such a wonderful job. I mean, their small business focus and the vibrant business community that they have is just a pleasure to partner with.
A huge reason why the chamber is so important in being involved is the chamber itself just brings the companies together. It brings people together, not so much even companies, but people together.
My first kind of introduction to the chamber was being asked to be on a leadership Wooster. That probably is what just kind of started it all.
First of all, the chamber to me in Wooster is more unique than any that I've seen. How integral and implemental it is in bringing business to the city, and you've seen that.
You know, I'm particularly proud of our employees and our directors that are involved on a day-to-day basis in the community. We work hard every day at staying small and taking care of that business owner, taking care of that consumer or that community that we're serving. So, you know, we just, you know, show our appreciation and our thanks to the Chamber and the Chamber's board for considering us for this and for winning this award. Just know that we're so appreciative of all that you do as a Chamber and being recognized for this award.
You know, it's not why you do it, but it's always a feel-good story to be able to say, this is what we've done, and have something to show for it.
Congratulations, Farmers National Bank. Small Business of the Year, less than 15 employees.
Rico Cleaners was originally started by my maternal grandfather, who was Ray Crow, back in 1937. He originally opened up down on Liberty Street, right about where the Speedway currently is, and in the early 1950s, he built the plant where we have been and are now, and it had a cold storage in the back end of it. It was the only one in the county, and many people always ask about how the polar bear, which appears on our sign, occurred, and that is why, because we were the only cold storage offered in the county. Back in the day, there were 7, 8 dry cleaners, laundries in the city of Wooster. We are the only one remaining in the entire county. So I don't know if that says anything or not. My mom worked here from the time she was 12, and my dad started working here when they got married. They took over the business from my grandfather. They continued to operate and own it until September of 2013. My husband Jeff and I took over, and we've been operating it ever since. We have always had a reputation for knowing our customers and knowing what their needs are. Often we have their clothes out and waiting on the hook before they even get in the door and have them. That's one thing I think, and the personal touch that we offer. Other services besides dry cleaning, we do a fluff and fold service, which if somebody's washer breaks down or they want to come weekly and bring their laundry to us, we can do that. We do shirt laundry, we do comforters, bedspreads, any kind of bedding you might need. We do draperies. If it's springtime and you want your draperies cleaned, we can do that for them. What does this award mean to me? It's just an honor to know that we've been in business since 1937, and we're one of the oldest businesses in the city of Worcester and around here, and we're still here, and it's just wonderful to be honored this way.
Congratulations, Ray Crow Cleaners. Small Business of the Year, more than 15 employees.
I still enjoy, the feel, the energy of a restaurant. So really, that's probably the best thing, is that the reason people come here is that energy, and it is nice to be part of that. My wife and I were in Columbus before we opened a restaurant, and that's where we met. Columbus is a nice place to live, but I wouldn't have wanted to have a family there. So we had been looking in the whole area for something to go out on our own. We ended up in Loudonville in March, had our first baby in May, and opened in July. So it's been kind of a whirlwind ever since. The name of the restaurant comes from a place in Michigan, Tip of the Thumb, where I had collected wild grapes that I made the starter that we still use today. The staff that we worked with in Columbus all came to the wedding. After that, they started referring to the bread that I would make for the restaurant down there as Broken Rocks bread. And so when we went out on our own, it just seemed a natural name to call it Broken Rocks Cafe. When we first opened in Loudonville, obviously it's always a challenge to open a business, especially one when you've never run a business before. There's not a real good manual out there for all of the things that can go wrong. But we always had a good plan on how to build up business. And at one point we were doing 5 farmers markets a week. Loudonville is a very small place. You can never make it there on the limited amount of population that you have there. So by 2007, when we opened up here, we had a thriving business down there. Wooster was already 20% of our sales in Loudonville, so it was kind of an obvious direction to go in, and Wooster has a very organized community for, they actually sought me out. Being in a slightly more rural community, especially when we first started out, there just weren't good options for some of these things, and we cook what we like to eat. If you can't get a decent pad thai for 50, 60 miles, well, let's make it, and then we try it on the menu. When we first opened up in this area, one of the reasons was not just to get into a rural area, that's where the food comes from. We don't advertise it a lot, but we use a lot of local farmers, local products, as much as we can work into the menu and keep that money bouncing around the community and keep that quality up. I think what sets us apart is an attention to detail, whether it be on the service side or the food side, that really, is the focus of what we do. Receiving this is an honor. It's nice to be recognized by the community. The community has been very supportive of us for the past 20 years, and we just really appreciate it.
Congratulations, Broken Rocks Cafe. The Mike Lezak Award for Volunteer Service.
I grew up, I was the eldest of 4 children, and my mom and dad didn't have a lot of money. My dad was a carpenter, my mom was a school bus driver later in life, but she was a homemaker when I was small. And we had a huge garden, and she had to can and do all that stuff herself. But the one thing she could do was donate her time. And she was the organist for our church, and she just felt in that Christmas time, we couldn't buy a lot of gifts for people, but we made cookies and give them to all the neighbors. And, my mom and dad always volunteered their services. That's where I learned it. I learned it from my parents. They were big, believed in giving back to your community and giving back to the church and the other organizations you belong to. I like to garden. I like to preserve the stuff that I've gardened. I like to can jams, jellies. I give a lot of it away. I also enjoy flower arranging, flower designing, which made me become a flower show judge for the Ohio Association of Garden Clubs. And I like to read. One of my expertise is writing flower show schedules, since I'm a flower show judge, and I've been in charge of the flower show at the Home and Garden Show. Only this year we're not having it because of COVID and having a minimal show, but that's how I got involved in the chamber, and I enjoy doing that. The thing that gets me excited about the chamber is what they give to our community. They help promote industry. They help bring industry into the community. They help small businesses. They promote things that help the businesses in our community. They promote leaders with their Leadership Wooster program. And they also do events like the Home and Garden Show and the Oktoberfest that are usually free to the public, low, families can come. They don't have to have a lot of money, very family-oriented events. And that's what our community needs. That promotes good families and brings people into the community, and it's a nice place to raise your family. Well, receiving the volunteer award in Mike Lezak's name is very special to me. To be given an award in his name is a special honor. I mean, I don't do the volunteer work for the awards. Believe me, if I was doing it for the awards, I would never accepted this one because I don't like being videoed. But I do it because I like to do it. I enjoy it. I feel you should share your talents, and receiving an award for that is just, it's very special. It's very humbling, especially receiving it in a year when the pandemic didn't let us have the events we were planning to have. But yes, it's definitely an honor.
Congratulations, Vicki Wooster. The Jack O'Donnell Award for Community Service.
Lived here all my life, born here. Went to Triway High School, graduated, went to Ohio State, came back. I bought the restaurant from my father who had cancer in 1978 and have been here ever since. Our community leaders have really helped us as far as making sure that the updates downtown were good and presentable, up to date, helping us all the way through, and just our local government's a really strong local government that has a good vision for the future, and that helps our downtown. I think that probably our Main Street Wooster and our chamber have helped that downtown and also helped bring in industry that has really been the backbone for our downtown and our community to make it what it is today. We've just been blessed with a lot of community services in our area, and it's been well backed, and we've always tried to back those community services that helps our area. I'm going to say for the last maybe 15 years we've done fundraisers for different community organizations, and we usually do it on our day off, which is a Monday. We require all the employees to come in and participate in that. Some of them are paid, most of them are not paid. It's a community service, and we tell everybody right when we hire them that we're going to do usually 4 a year, and they're on Mondays, your day off, and you're going to be required to come in and work those days. And we hardly ever have anybody that feels bad about coming in for the day off to do community service. I've been blessed with incredible employees all my life, and the community has been a blessing. When Stanley came in the early 80s with Rubbermaid, that kind of, I think, propelled the whole Wooster area. We're here to help people, and we've been blessed. We've had incredible cooks, we've had incredible employees, and they're the backbone of our. It's not me. It's all my people that have made me what I am. I think that the Lord's blessed us so well, and He's gave us everything we have, and He gives us the insights and the abilities that we have. And I think that if we don't, in turn, help others and give others that chance or that opportunity, then we're failing Him and our community by not giving people chances.
Congratulations, Greg Teach.
Right? Well, congratulations to all of our award winners so far. What a great slate we've had this year, and we're going to continue to move forward. So at this time, please welcome State Representative Scott Wiggum to the stage. He will be delivering proclamations to honor the accomplishments of the Business of the Year and our Wall of Fame recipients. At this time, it is my pleasure to present our 2021 Business of the Year. Let's join in celebrating the long-standing accomplishments and advancements of our own Wooster Community Hospital Health System.
Your 2021 Business of the Year.
Well, the hospital was opened in 1950, and it was really conceived as a true community hospital. The city of Worcester and 6 surrounding townships got together to fund a hospital project. They wanted a hospital so people would stay in the area, not have to go to large cities for medical care, and also, I think, to create jobs in the area. So I think the people that founded the hospital were quite visionary. So we're 71 years old.
Worcester's really blessed by having a broad spectrum of specialists that choose to make Worcester their home. So we're very fortunate that we really cover many service lines in healthcare. We have an excellent women's pavilion that delivers over 1,300 babies a year. We have a cardiac program that's second to none in the area with interventional stenting that takes place right here in Wooster, Ohio. We have an ICU that's staffed by intensivists. We have not one but 2 robots that help our surgery team. So from orthopods to urologists to general surgeons, I think we're very fortunate to be able to keep care local and do it in an excellent, high quality way.
People need to be able to access quality care close to home. People don't want to, travel an hour and a half away to other, healthcare systems. And why should they when they can get the same care right here? It's such a struggle for people to visit family members, and that's why we strive to keep adding, high quality services here to help people achieve that.
The hospital, because of its size and scope, has become an economic engine to the greater Worcester area and Wayne County. I mean, it provides a lot of jobs, it puts a lot of money back in the system, but it goes beyond that. The leadership at the hospital, we have a lot of employees, very quality people, and they then go out into the community and all serve, many of them serve on not-for-profit boards. They provide leadership to a lot of the not-for-profits, to include the Chamber, the Wayne Economic Development Council, United Way, American Heart Association, a number of them. And these people are really good and are leaders in those not-for-profits in the community. And I think that's important.
What's coming down the road? What do we see happening in healthcare? It's constantly evolving. One of the big things that jumps out is certainly we're seeing less inpatient care and more outpatient care now, where before, like implants, hips, knees, and so forth, those would be a 2 or 3 day stay. Those are now outpatient services. So just constantly looking at what healthcare is doing, how it's changing, and how do we step up to those changes?
I think we see growth in 2 ways. Certainly, will there be more construction in our future? There absolutely will be, because we want to keep finding ways to deliver care better or to grow the services that we can do locally. But really, healthcare is moving away from a facility-centric worldview and moving out to where the customer, the patients live. So we are trying to make sure that we're viable in telehealth and providing care in the home and all those new trends in healthcare that are really what our customer, what our patients want and need. But I do see us, trying to grow where we're at here, because we have one mission, is to take care of our community, and we want to be able to do everything that we can do here in an excellent way.
One does not have to walk through the doors of the hospital anymore to receive quality health care. The hospital has done a great transformation in providing services to people by going out to them. So outpatient services have been heightened. Things like urgent cares are developed. Telemedicine services have been created. A community care network, which is nationally ranked, where people, educated and trained volunteers go out directly to patients' homes. I think that's the biggest transformation of services, is we're stepping out to the community instead of expecting them to come into us.
2020 was the most challenging year for the hospital. Obviously, we lived through a pandemic. during that year, this is a plug, but we were again chosen as one of the top 100 hospitals in the United States by IBM Watson. In fact, we were selected as the top community hospital in the United States. We were chosen by Newsweek magazine as one of the best hospitals in the world.
There is not a local recognition that I can think of that would mean more to us than being recognized by the Wooster Chamber. It's our family, our community telling us that they think we're doing a good job and they appreciate us being part of their community.
Well, I'm honored and privileged to be a member of the team there. I think they're the best, and they have been, and we're being recognized around the country as one of the leading community hospitals in the country.
I think for the hospital, as I mentioned, we've won numerous hospital quality awards, and they're super meaningful for us. But this is a validation that the local community sees us as a strong business, a viable business, and a part of the business community. Wasn't always so. I think people years ago thought we were more government-oriented or kind of not-for-profit, but honestly, we're a large business in the community. So it's a huge recognition for us to receive this award.
Congratulations, Wooster Community Hospital Health System.
You want me to talk a little bit here? Sorry. First of all, I want to say it's really good to see so many unmasked faces. I haven't seen this many unmasked faces in about 15 months. And just take this the right way. You really look good with your masks off. A little bit about the COVID pandemic. Clearly, COVID is still out there. It's been a really challenging 15 months or more for the hospital. But we're really, most of the way through this, our COVID numbers are down, way down at the hospital. And I think as the vaccination program has really taken hold, you'll see that those numbers go down even further. So we're not out of the woods yet. I've been doing this a long time as a hospital CEO. This was probably the most challenging year I've ever been through, just given the pandemic. But we're pleased to be through it, and we're pleased to be here tonight. And hopefully my comments, as I watched the video, I said, I wrote this speech and half of I've already said it. So you're gonna have to hear it again a second time. I'm sorry. I want to also first start out by congratulating all the award winners tonight. My ensemble here was pressed by Ray Crow. I really came tonight to see Glenn Grumbling in a suit, and I did see him do that. But I wanted to thank the chamber staff. It occurs to me that it looks a little bit incestuous. We were the platinum sponsor. I was on the chamber board a year ago, and all of a sudden I'm up here as Business of the Year. It's all legit. I'm telling you, there's nothing happened behind the scenes. Oh, this is all true. Yeah, Kevin's over here. No, none of that. At any rate, but I do want to thank the chamber staff, because I was around long enough on the chamber board when we were planning this event for last January. And I want to give them some kudos for really having the courage to do this tonight, because it was many months ago we sat down as a group and said, we're either going to do this or we're not going to do it, because we kept putting it off and putting it off. And finally we said, let's shoot for May. We get into the summer, people are gone. Let's pick a date in May and let's do it. So I'm so glad everything has sort of come together. But congratulations to that staff for really, this was most difficult for them. This was a real heavy lift for the chamber staff. So thank you guys again for doing all this. And having been a member of the chamber board, I'll just say it's an honor to be on that board. But they do a lot of work. They have a lot of fun. I kind of miss it. Can I get back on? What do you think? I also obviously want to recognize our hospital board because they have supported us all the way through. We have a great deal of experience on the board and expertise. It's been tough on them in the last year because they haven't been able to go away to any educational conferences. They've been stuck in Worcester. But could I ask you board members, or we have a couple that were ill today, but could you board members just stand up and identify yourselves? Greg, we already saw you, and Tammy on the video, but thank you. I just want to give them a round of applause. You know, I also want to thank the physicians, all the physicians in our community. COVID was very difficult on the public, very difficult on the hospital staff, but really difficult on the physicians as well, because you know, all of a sudden you've got this pandemic, you're not really sure, especially early on, what you're getting into. You're walking into a room with a patient that you may or may not know, that maybe has just come into the emergency room. So the dedicated physicians have done a remarkable job at the hospital for 71 years, but in particular in the last year. And then finally, you know, really this award is for all our outstanding employees. We have about 1,300 employees now in the health system, which is a pretty good sized business, and I'll talk more about that later. But one of the mottos we use at the hospital are the letters U-R-Y, which really cleverly stand for you or why. And we, at the hospital level, we talk about the patients are why you're here, but I would just say for this award, it's our employees that are the U-R-Y. So for the members of our senior team, if you guys could just, we have 6 members on the senior team. One, Shelley, who was in our video, is on vacation, but the other 5, including me, are here. But if you 4 could stand up and just like take a bow, and because I'll tell you, this is the best team in the business. So now I'll start. So we're really grateful. This is the second time we've won this award, and we almost didn't make it. There's a little story behind that, which I want to share. So a number of years ago, the then Chamber Board told the hospital, told me that we were nominated to be Business of the Year, but too bad, you don't qualify. And I said, what do you mean we don't qualify? And they said, well, you're not a business. I said, what do you mean we're not a business? And they said, well, you know, you're part of government, you're not for profit, you get all this tax money from the citizens in the county, you're not a business. So I said, well, I not so politely said, well, clearly the hospital is affiliated with the city, we all know that, but we get no tax support, we get no public funding, we are a business. Well, we got into kind of an argument, and Justin, if you can believe this, they said I was cantankerous. Me? Cantankerous. So I said, well, I can't tell you what I said, but I said, you're wrong. And we went around and around, and so sure, I'm obstinate, and we're passionate about what we do at the hospital. But finally they relented and they said, you know, I guess you are a business. Our hospital has annual gross revenues of $380 million. We have 1,300 employees. We have an operating expense budget of $175 million and a payroll of over $100 million. So if that's not a big business, I don't know what is. So anyway, we're glad to be back. We appreciate, you know, the award, and we do a great deal in the community, and I hope to get to talk a little bit about that tonight. But looking at 2020, which is the year in question, even though we've lost some time here, we had many accomplishments, and I know I spoke to them in the video, but so we got a 5-star rating from Medicare, and you know, 5-star is kind of like Amazon or any of those. That's the highest ranking you can get. We're grateful for that. We were an IBM Watson Top 100 hospital again in 2020 for the 6th time. That was the 3rd year in a row. And what was even more important was, and this was also featured in Fortune magazine, they looked at every hospital in the country and they gave them a score, like a grade. Our grade was 99.9, which meant we were not only the top 100 hospital in the country, we were the top 100, the top hospital in the United States. I know you hear that and you go, big deal, big deal. It's a big deal, trust me, for us it is. As I mentioned in the video, Newsweek mentioned us as one of the best hospitals in the world, not just like here. We received the 2020 Operational Excellence Award from Quorum Health Resources. So we had like a really good year, all the while we were dealing with this thing called COVID. And COVID was really difficult for us to navigate through because, like many of your businesses, we started the year roaring, just super busy, everything was going great, and then about mid-March of 2020, the brakes hit. And unlike your businesses, we were sort of shut down by the government. The government said, you know, we're worried about hospitals. They were concerned that we were going to be overrun with COVID patients. So they said, you can't do elective surgery, you can't have visitors, you can't have this, you can't have that. Kind of put the brakes on, other than doing obstetric care and emergency care. We came to a grinding halt probably before your businesses were fully affected. And it was difficult because we had to furlough people, we had to send people home. We didn't have enough patients, we didn't have enough work. But we got through that, and frankly, all those dire predictions that we had from the state that we would be overrun with patients really never came to pass. In fact, you'd be surprised to know that over the course of those 15 months, the average number of COVID patients we've had in the hospital on a daily basis has been 1.3. So at one point, the state told us we were going to expect 270 COVID patients a day. We never got above 30. So the pandemic hit us in many ways, but honestly, we did not have a lot of what you hear on the national level never happened, never hit us in Wayne County, and we're very grateful for that. But our COVID role has been an active one. We've tried to be a resource for the community. We've put out a number of social media blasts and educational programs. We've tested thousands of patients. We've treated both inpatients and outpatients, including offered monoclonal antibody treatment on an outpatient basis. We've adopted new screening protocols, new cleaning protocols in the hospital. We've put in a whole new health purification system at Health Point for the air handling units. We've also been very active as a vaccine provider in collaboration with the health department. We've done, I think, about 15,000 vaccinations. I know we're doing them again tomorrow. My wife's been a volunteer there, and it's gone very well. But we've already seen the impact of these vaccinations, so we have far fewer patients than we had at the beginning, even now. So we think, you know, the future's bright, and we're happy with our role here. We're happy to have helped the health department. But I think Wayne County has been very fortunate with the COVID pandemic to kind of get through it the way we have. So this year, 2021, which is hard to believe it's almost half over, we again received the IBM Watson Top 100 Hospital Award. So that is the 7th time we've won that award, the 4th in a row. I think one of my board members, Mr. Carmody, reminded me there are only 10 or 11 hospitals that have won this award more than that in the history of the award, and the award has been around for 28 years. We received a silver award from the Malcolm Baldrige Foundation, their Journey for Excellence. Pretty impressive thing for us to do in the middle of a pandemic, to decide we wanted to go through a Malcolm Baldrige survey, but we decided to do that. We thought it would make the hospital better. And to get their silver award the first time out of the chute, we think is most impressive. Again, we're given a 5-star rating by Medicare this year. We've received the Outstanding Patient Experience Award and the Outstanding Patient Safety Award from Health Grades. I could go on and on with all these awards, but Samira won't let me. But the reality is, we've had a very interesting and prosperous year despite the COVID pandemic. We also opened up a new retail pharmacy, a drive-up pharmacy, which actually opens, the drive-up part opens on Monday. Worcester Community Hospital, and I'm almost done, has a certified chest pain center, a certified stroke center, a level 2 nursery, a comprehensive cancer center, an accredited inpatient rehabilitation unit. Our TCU, which is our skilled nursing facility, has been selected as one of the nation's best for 4 years in a row by U.S. News and World Report. This summer, we'll be expanding our services in GI, gastroenterology, electrophysiology, which is a cardiac rhythm procedure, and also interventional cardiology. Our 8-year collaboration with the College of Wooster with their Health Coaches program has been nationally recognized, and frankly is a model for all such programs around the country. We're very proud of that program and the work we've done with the college, and it's been one of those everybody wins. The college wins, the community wins, the hospital wins. And a number of these students have gone on to medical school, certainly at a rate higher than other students applying to medical school have, so it's worked very well. As Scott mentioned in our video, we've won all these national awards, and we're proud of every one of them. But this award is special because it's a local award. When we look at our footprint, where our patients come from, and our board has seen this recently at a retreat, we're not just a community hospital anymore. Our footprint, our patients come from many, many, many counties away. So we are drawing patients into Worcester. Greg's comment in the video about economic development, that's part of it. Because these folks come into Worcester to receive their care, and maybe while they're here, do some other business as well. We hope they do. But it's one of the things we learned in our Baldrige journey is, so how do you know you're serving your community? How do you know you're doing it well? Well, this is, I think, validation of that. To win a Business of the Year award from a local Chamber of Commerce says we must be doing something right in our community. And we really, really appreciate all of your support during the pandemic. It has been difficult to reduce visiting hours and go through some of those issues with patients. We've got some great stories that occurred along the way. But I guess I'll end with a personal comment, if I can, an audible, if you will. I'd like to extend my thanks and my congratulations, and Worcester Community Hospital's congratulations, to tonight's Wall of Fame recipient. This is a very special person that many years ago took a chance on hiring an unknown CEO by the name of Sharon into a job at Worcester Community Hospital. I hope it worked out. I don't know, but I'm still grateful for that opportunity. So thank you very much. We appreciate you coming. It's nice to have warm weather, sunshine, not ice, and we're proud to serve our community. Thank you.
Wow, what a success story, showing how our own community hospital can not only remain relevant and independent, but thrive into a highly recognized regional healthcare provider is quite an accomplishment. A job well done to the leadership of the Worcester Community Hospital. It is now time for the Community Wall of Fame induction. For the last 30 years, the Worcester Area Chamber of Commerce has recognized individuals who have made significant contributions to Worcester and Wayne County. Award winners uphold the highest standard of character and professionalism and unselfishly give back to the greater good. A list of past award recipients is in your program, and we are blessed to have multiple past Wall of Fame recipients with us this evening. Would the following please stand? Jerry Baker, Michael Reardon, Major Mary West, Greg Long, and did I miss anybody else? I tried to see everybody as they were coming in. Let's give them a round of applause. This year's Wall of Fame recipient has an impressive resume of professional accomplishments and community involvement throughout the years. And unless you've read the resume, many are unaware of all that she has been involved with. From downtown redevelopment to involvement in countless nonprofit organizations or leading community initiatives, this strong female has never backed down from a challenge or a need within the community. She has dedicated a lifetime of volunteerism while maintaining a reputation as a well-respected professional and pioneer businesswoman. It's people like her that make a difference by merely dedicating time and offering her professional input to an initiative or project. It's safe to say that the Worcester area is stronger because of the efforts of this year's recipient. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to highlight some of the contributions of this year's Wall of Fame recipient, Miss Mary Alice Streeter.
The 2021 Wall of Fame inductee.
When the local news reports a sad story, some viewers will say, "What's the matter with people?" Not Mary Alice. Or some will say, "Shouldn't someone do something about that?" Not Mary Alice. And some will even say, "Wish we could help." Not even Mary Alice. And some say, How can we help now? That's Mary Alice Streeter.
I grew up in Pennsylvania, Western Pennsylvania. Went to a small college there. I went to the University of Pittsburgh for a master's degree. And we came here after John had received his PhD at Cornell. And John was working at the research center. And that's how we got here. I thought after we had lived in New York for a period of time, coming to Wooster, Ohio, which I knew nothing about, that we were probably coming to the wilderness. But I found out very fast that that was not true.
I think Mary Alice's body of work goes back decades, prior to my knowledge. But I know Mary Alice as someone who's been very involved in the free clinic. She introduced me to the free clinic when I first came to town. She was very active on the Salvation Army board. She's been very active in the Medical Group Management Association in Ohio. She's been active at OARDC, the Wayne County Community Foundation, local philanthropy.
Mary Alice is a behind-the-scenes person. She's very intelligent. She is a very effective board member and volunteer, but she never looks for the limelight. She's very quick to give other people credit, but she doesn't want to be in the spotlight herself.
Well, Mary Alice has really paved the way for many of the professional women here in the community. She was involved in volunteer services for many years, and I think even longer before that. She was probably the only woman in the room for many meetings, both business and community-wise.
I think that her project with Coats on Kids was really strong. And I remember the very first time she called me to do that, I didn't realize that in her storeroom at the gift shop, or the gift corner, excuse me, I didn't realize that she had like I think maybe 30 boxes or something, big boxes of stuff, hundreds of coats for kids. And so I'm hauling around this stuff and getting them out there to the alley where she has there and trying to get as much on the pickup truck as I could, and then making several trips back and forth to the church. But that's just the way she is.
This is the 20th year that the Salvation Army Women's Auxiliary have given out coats for children in the fall. All the children are below the poverty level, and last year we gave out over 600 coats. I think that is very important because these children would not have coats if it wasn't for the Salvation Army.
Her quiet, determined way of accomplishing things in a very gracious, warm manner is something that has always drawn me to her. She has made enormous contributions not only to the charitable and social services that we all value, but in her determination to help keep downtown Worcester something special.
I think it's very important for people to have good medical care, because if we're not a healthy population, we've got real problems. And I think it's very important that everyone be able to have health care at a reasonable price.
I think she's very strongly believed that all her years, that healthcare should be a human right, and it should be something that is available to people. And through her volunteer work, she's helped make that happen for many people.
I was the former chairman of the board for Vice Starsman Clinic. And during my tenure, and of course she was on the board still at that time, and she was originally one of the leaders in helping Vice Starsman go ahead and create that clinic. And it was originally established for those people that just didn't have any means at all to get health care.
Well, I would say she's a very humble person, but very active, very involved in the community, and honestly, she probably gets more done in a day than I do in a week. She is extremely efficient with the use of her time and productive. Very well educated, very well respected.
Oh, Mary Alice, you're just wonderful, and I love you much. And thank you for all you've done for all of us.
My mother's generation would have called her a very good person. My generation probably would have called her a treasure. My son's generation would probably say, Dad, she's the real deal. And my grandkids, they would just say, she's awesome. And the Chamber of Commerce says volumes when they say, she is on their wall. Congratulations, Mary Alice.
Well, I'd like to say that this recognition, Mary Alice, is long overdue. And I know that your colleagues on the board of Wayne County Community Foundation and all of us on the staff would join in saying, congratulations. We're so grateful for all that you've done for us and many others, and we congratulate you on many a job well done.
Well, this is a tremendous honor to ask to be on the Wall of Fame, because if you look at the recipients in previous years, they are people who have been real leaders within the community, and I think only 8 of those are women. And so it's a great honor to be a woman and to be asked to be on the Wall of Fame.
Congratulations, Mary Alice Streeter.
Never in my wildest dreams did I ever believe that I would be standing here. This is a special honor, and I thank you for it. Congratulations to all the women and men who have received awards tonight. You are what makes Wooster special, and a very special place to live and to work. I especially want to congratulate the Wooster Community Hospital for being recognized as Business of the Year. Good health care is vital to any community, and we are fortunate to have a first-class healthcare system, one that was recently the winner for the 6th time of the prestigious IBM Watson Top 100 Hospitals Award. The award is an indication of the high caliber health services provided by the Wooster Community Hospital. It is wonderful to live in a town that works to continually improve the quality of life for all of its citizens. We are fortunate that when a need appears, that someone or some group comes forward and says, we can do better. I myself have been very fortunate to have been given so many opportunities to contribute to Wooster's betterment during my lifetime here. It is truly an honor to be recognized with this award, and I thank you for it again. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Mary Alice, on a well-deserved recognition. Your contributions have been significant, and your story stands as an inspiration for generations to follow, especially for women. On the importance of community participation and contribution, congratulations. Wow, what a night. We again want to say congratulations to all of our award winners. We thank you for your support and attendance this evening. And last but not least, thank you to Clint Sprunger and Zach Rowley for, again, another great job with the videos and live production this evening. For Brian Sayers' team here at Greystone and Village Catering for taking care of us this evening, and Dan Pine for providing great entertainment. And to our small but mighty chamber staff for putting everything together tonight. Please enjoy the fellowship with one another throughout the venue, and safe travels as you head home. Good night.